Hello guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Luke Tolly and today I decided to make something a little bit different. I decided to make an illustration based on prompts. If you don't know what a prompt is basically a theme you base your drawing according to whether a phrase or a word or multiple words. So for this prompt I selected 3 words at random and the words that I got were wonder, gathering, and million. I was a bit troubled with this as it was something uncommon for me. At first I got a few ideas, something like Alice in Wonderland themes, but then I couldn't really think of something that I would like, so I went for something a bit more feral and innocent. I did a little thumbnail before doing this illustration, which is basically sketching a small version of what the end result would look like, or at least important parts of the end result. So I decided to make like a young fox on the top of a cliff looking at the horizon, observing in wonder. See what I did there? A pack of wolves in a gathering. There's the other prompt. Howling at the full moon under 1,000,000 stars. I really enjoyed the process of this. It was very fun to just figure out how everything would look and what colors to put and where. So I basically decided to go for a contrasting color scheme to give some value to the young fox. I made his colors oppose the background. Basically, I gave the background cold colors such as blues, purples, and grays. And to keep focus on the fox, I decided to make the wolves into silhouettes, making sure that they are clearly wolves to the eye. I wanted to give the young fox a very childish look and his eyes full of awe and wonder, as if he was imagining himself as a member of the pack joining them howling at the moon, wondering how it would feel. When I was working in this painting, it gave me a feeling of the Fox and the Hound, because the young fox reminded me of Todd, the little fox from the film. I really suggest that movie. I loved it. I really want to see it again. I should see it again. So as I colored the mountains on the far background, I used the brush with a light color to make the highlights of the moon onto the mountains, and then use the blending tool to blend it deeper into the mountain to spread the highlight. Then I did the same but with the shadows instead. This aesthetic gave me a feel of a kid's storybook, very wondrous magic and such. And to add to that magical feel, I added a bit of fog on the bottom of the cliff that the wolves were howling from, since fog is very occasionally related with fairy tales and with magic. After I finished coloring the background, I went to the fox and decided to give him the color like a reddish orange, and make the cliff he was standing on like a brownish pink to keep the warm colors to contrast him from the rest of the painting, to give him more value and more focus. This gives a contrast from the colors cold and warm, really dividing it but at the same time keeping them nice and interesting in the same painting. And for extra, also I gave the little fox green eyes to complement the color I gave for his fur. And after that I gave him a simple shading with a blue brush, a light blue brush, and used a very almost white blue brush for the highlights. Once that was done, I went to the sky and added the clouds I made the clouds a dark blue color and then used the light blue to give it some highlight according to the enlightenment of the moon. And after that, I added the fog that I mentioned underneath the cliff where the wolves were howling from. After I drew the fog, I gave it a simple highlight and then a bit of shading to give it some depth. Once I finished with the fog, I went back into the sky and added stars. I basically just made a bunch of dots of different sizes in the color white, and after that I duplicated the layer, faded the stars a little bit on the copy layer, and then selected it and flipped it to make the illusion that there are stars a bit more distant than the rest. When I finished this, I wanted to think of a name, so I decided to give it Wonder of the Young. Before I continue, I enjoy giving names to my pieces. I feel like it gives it a sense of completion when I give it a name or a title. So back to the name I gave it, Wonder of the Young. So it's very self-explanatory when you observe the piece itself. The fox looks in wonder at the wolves on the cliff as they were gathered under a million stars. Guys, I really enjoyed the time I took with this painting. I'm really grateful that you took the time to be here. Please, if you enjoyed this, leave a like, maybe even subscribe and hit the little bell. If you would like to know where I got my music, the link is in the description along with my social media if you'd like to follow me on any of them. And I think I want to continue doing prompts like this. Maybe I'll do a couple more episodes, I guess I could call it, yeah? Episodes? I got a list of prompts and I'm gonna make it grow. And I'm gonna use it. So yeah, look forward to another episode of Prompts. RDJ Griffin out.